All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Allison Stickle, and I am from the Education Alliance. A little bit about us is that the Alliance exists to mobilize business support for public schools. So one of the things we're passionate about is bringing partnerships like this to increase college access for students. And today's virtual visit is made possible by support of the West Virginia Higher Education Policy Commission. And we're so excited to be visiting Mountwest Community and Technical College today for a 50-minute virtual visit. Just a heads up, I'll be stopping us about 3 times for a Q&A. So I encourage, if there's any questions coming up from your students over at Montcalm, go ahead and just put them in the chat. So if we can practice, but maybe just by, well, I already had you put the students in. We know Montcalm, you guys are old hats at this, but I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Karen over at Mountwest to go and start. So take it away.
All right, thank you, Allison. Good morning, Montcalm. My name is Karen, and I am the Director of Communication and Outreach here at Mountwest Community Technical College. I don't know how many of you joining have heard of Mountwest, but we are located in Huntington, West Virginia, so not too far down the road from Marshall University. We are a 2-year school. We focus on 1-year certificates and 2-year degrees. We work very closely with our universities within the state of West Virginia, so kind of keeping us in mind. I wanted to introduce our team, or I want them to introduce themselves, and I wanted them to kind of tell a little bit about what they do. We have our college ambassador with us today. We also have Hannah, she's our student engagement coordinator, and Haley, who is one of our peer coaches. So I'm going to let Hannah kick us off and tell a little bit about what she does here at the school for you guys.
Hello, like she said, my name is Hannah. I am the student engagement coordinator here at Mountwest. What my job entails is that I try to put on different events and different engagement activities here on campus. I'm also involved with all of the clubs that we have here on campus, and I am the Student Government Association advisor. So we do have an SGA here on campus that helps better our campus and also helps put on events. So we actually have an event today called Pizza with the Prez. So it is an event that we have every semester where we offer free pizza and drinks to our students. And if they have any questions that they have for our president, he is ready, available, and will be more than happy to answer them. I love my job, love being engaged with all of the students here. If you ever have questions about clubs that you wanted to start or to join, or if you have any ideas that you would like to see on campus, then I am the person that you go to. I also help with different recruiting events as well, but that's basically what I do.
All right, Haley.
Hi, my name is Haley Stiltner, and I'm a student peer coach here at Mountwest, along with being a student. I chose Mountwest because they are always willing to help, and everyone is so friendly. So if you ever have any questions, and someone here is always going to answer. Being here as a student peer coach, we will be your first contact whenever you come to Mountwest. We will help you prepare for college. We will go over everything you need to get you set to register for classes. My major here at Mountwest is medical assisting. I'm going to tell you some information about that. Medical assisting has the clinical and administrative side. So it's really flexible depending on where you really feel like you fall into. The clinical side of medical assisting is phlebotomy, injections and immunizations. You can take vital signs, wound care and bandaging, and you have no bedside manner, which is always a plus for some people. And then the administrative side is you can potentially do finances for the office. You take calls, files, you will create a medical record, and billing and coding. Medical assistants can be placed about anywhere. We can be placed in EMT, OBGYN, pediatric, orthopedic. We're used in many places. And that's some information on medical assisting.
Thank you, Haley. So I wanted just Haley to just kind of talk a little bit about the medical assistant program and then also share what she does as a peer coach, which she did. And I think that's one of the exciting things about Mountwest is we have students that will guide you through the process. In addition to that, we also have our college ambassador, Josh, who does something similar.
Kind of move out of the way.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Josh. I'm the college ambassador here at Mountwest. I'm also a student here. I'm here for the General Transfer Studies Associates of Arts program. So I'm here to get my Associates of Arts, which is a bunch of general classes, and then I'm going to move on to a university to where I can get my degree to become an English teacher. And my job here at Mountwest, I'm through AmeriCorps, and my job here is to like reach out to students who show a potential interest in Mountwest, or high school students who aren't sure of where they want to go. My job is to provide them information that, you don't have to go to a huge university. You can get your general transfer degree, or if you're more into like the more blue collary work, hands-on work, you can come here for some of our more blue collar programs. Or if you're undecided, just come and figure it out, But I'm also here to help with any events, just anything that's like student engaged, to reach out to students, provide them with any information. That's what I'm here for.
All right, thank you, Josh. And then last but not least, guys, we have somebody special who's going to make an appearance. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have a mascot. Monty is his name. So Monty, would you care to come out and say hello to the elementary students? This is Monty, guys. So hi, I see you guys waving. That's awesome. This is Monty. Monty does dances for us. If you guys don't follow us on social media, like he does TikTok video, he does the whole shebang. So if you guys haven't seen him, check him out. Thanks, Monty.
Thank you, Monty.
I wanted to introduce Monty and our team. So thank you guys. We also have a couple of our faculty members here with us, and I know Alice is probably going to stop for a couple of questions, but I did want to share that I noticed we have our Maritime Academy with us, and they're going to showcase their simulator. And then I know also will be joining us as our vet tech, our veterinarian. She's over our vet tech program, and she's going to be at a vet clinic, so you guys will get to kind of see some of the animals that they work with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, Karen, I think that is a great time to pause for a second and just ask our students, are there any questions? And I had a feeling that one would come up. The students want to know what the name of the TikTok profile is.
It should just be like Mountwest CTC.
We usually post with reels on our Instagram. So our Instagram is also Mountwest CTC.
Great. And you can probably find, their social media information on their website after school, since I'm sure y'all are allowed to have your phones right now. But are there any questions regarding the programs, any clubs you might be interested in? I'll give you all a second to maybe think about that and put that in the chat. But Karen, I'm wondering, what is your most popular program at Mountwest?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like that tends to kind of shift year to year. I know our vet tech program has been pretty popular when I've been out in the high schools and working with students, but we're seeing a little bit more of like behavioral science, people wanting to go into psychology and things like that. And then, of course, a lot of our utility construction, our Maritime Academy, all of those programs are still remain pretty popular. But I do get a lot of requests for behavioral science, psychology now, vet tech. Physical therapy assistant is another popular one for us. We do get massage therapy. Who doesn't love massages, right? We also have an EMT paramedic program. So we have, guys, like over 59 programs here at our school. We focus, like I said, on 1-year certificates. So we want to get you trained, get you out there into the workforce, start working, earning a wage. But then we also have what we call 2+2s. So you can start with us. We have a lot of students who do that, just kind of like how Josh was talking about how he was going into education. He started with us, and then he's going to be transferring to Marshall to continue out his 4-year degree.
Awesome. And you guys are really close to Marshall. For reference, Montcalm, y'all are about a little under 3 hours away from Mountwest. So, when it comes time to make a decision on where to go to college, that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes when you reach that point, you really want to get out of the house, get just a little bit farther away, and that's a decent little drive. But so what they want to know, and y'all might answer this later, but they want to know what sports teams and clubs are available at Mount West.
I know the sports team question, guys. I get that all the time because we have a mascot. So I think people assume we have the sports team. Unfortunately, we don't. Being a two-year school, we don't have any sports teams. However, I'm going to let Hannah chime in and talk about the clubs.
We do have a lot of clubs here on campus. Unfortunately, due to COVID, a lot of them kind of like trickled down. But we're starting them back up again. So we have clubs that are ranging from honor society clubs like Phi Theta Kappa, which is, mostly for honor society, like you have to have a specific GPA and everything. And then we have a gaming club. So if you guys are interested in like console gaming, PC gaming, we have a whole club that's dedicated to that. They actually had a Mario Kart tournament last semester, which was really fun. We have academic clubs like for our physical therapy assisting and our early childhood education club. We also have a book club, but it's mostly, if we have enough students that are interested in having a book club, that's one thing. We have Pride Society. We have, let's see, what other like really popular clubs do we have? Well, of course, SGA.
ASL.
ASL, oh my goodness. American Sign Language, we have that as a club, and that's like one of our really big ones. They put on a lot of events every year. One of their events that they put on is called Deaf Santa. So it's a very nice event. They also bring in a bunch of different foods and presents for a lot of the kids that are very hard of hearing or deaf, and it's a really nice event that they do put on. So we have a lot of different clubs here. If there's a specific club that you all really want, then I'm the person that you go to help start that up. So if there's a specific club that you want, then I'm your person. Chess club. I really wish we did have a chess club because I think that would be fun. So I'll write that down because I know that a couple of faculty members are interested in having a chess club. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey guys, you guys come to Mount West, we'll start a chess club. How about that?
And checkers, like we did have a tabletop club as well, like for those interested in D&D. Did have a tabletop club, so that was really cool.
Great questions.
All right. Yeah, so this is a good natural pause. I I do love that you all are encouraging students to make their own mark, start your own club. A lot of these tours involve, what clubs do you have, but just because they don't have a club that you would want to join doesn't mean you can't make one. And I think that goes an even farther way when you join a college and make your mark like that. You can always walk away and say, I started that. So it's really rewarding to have. But why don't we ask the question, name one positive quality that makes this college unique? So what is some unique attributes and features of Mount West Community College that you all found to be unique from the rest? And I know Montcalm, you guys have been to so many visits, so hopefully you can pick out what's different about them so far.
I think they are. Hmm.
2 and 4 year schools. Okay, so If you all could maybe talk a little bit more about the difference between 2 and 4 year schools. Maybe describe what your 2 and 2 program does, and the pros and cons of going to a technical college before a 4 year college.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Great question, guys. So with a 2-year school, we focus on what's called associate's degrees. So those are our 2-year degree. The 4-year schools usually focus on a bachelor's degree. But one of the things with the community college, what's great is like you can start here for a lot less. So you're actually getting a cost savings, and it makes better financial sense to start with us. One of the great things is all of our general education courses. So like our math, our English, the sciences, a lot of those courses that you would need regardless of what degree you declared, you can actually start with us and take those gen eds, like I said, for a lot less, and then transfer those credits to any school within the state of West Virginia. So that's a great perk for West Virginia students, especially. With our 2+2s, how that works is like students can get their associate's degree here with us, and then take that associate's degree and then transfer those credits over to a 4-year school. And then, if they want to continue on and get their bachelor's degree. So that's kind of how that 2+2 works. Do a lot of your credits transfer to Marshall? Yes, a lot of our general education courses for sure. Now program specific, we have programs that do have a 2+2 type of an agreement in place. And so yes, then those program level courses would then transfer as well.
Thank you, Karen. I think that's a really good way to think about your path when you might find a program in Marshall that you really, really like, but you're thinking down the line and you want to have the most cost efficient, stress-free kind of student debt along the line. And I mean, I'm pretty sure West Virginia Invests is still a program in place. And if you all haven't heard about that, I'm, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, but I think you get your associate's degree paid for, correct? If you
Certain programs, especially like in high demand occupations, which, with our college, what's great is we do focus on a lot of those high in demand type careers. And so most of our programs are eligible. The only ones that are not eligible for West Virginia Invest are like the general transfer type programs. However, a lot of our students like vet tech, allied health type programs, all of those programs qualify for West Virginia Invest. And then those dollars will come in and help your tuition to help defray those costs. If you have scholarships and other financial aid, whatever they don't cover, then West Virginia Invest will help pick up. And I noticed that they did put a link in there for West Virginia Invest, so you can learn more about that too in the chat box.
Yeah, it's a great program. It's something that I kind of wish was there when I was looking into college, because I think there is a lot of value to community and technical colleges, and getting a taste of what you might be interested in without a huge personal investment from you. So really, really great discussions. I hope that helped clear anything up for y'all. But if there's anything else that is still kind of fuzzy about the 2 and 4 year programs, feel free to throw it in the chat. But otherwise, Karen, I take it away to you.
Okay, thank you. Well, I want to introduce our first guest speaker, guys. She is our veterinarian. Her name is Leslie Starnes, and she's going to talk to you guys. She's actually at one of the vet clinics, correct, Leslie? And so she's going to showcase what they do at the vet clinic as part of the vet tech program.
Hey guys, I'm going to talk a few minutes about our vet tech program. So first off, let's talk about what a veterinary technician is. I'm going to go ahead and jump right down because we only have a few minutes. So a veterinary technician is kind of the equivalent of what a nurse is at a hospital, at a doctor's office. And I know you all know what a veterinarian is, but you maybe have never heard of what a technician is. So a technician does all the blood draws, the x-rays, really anything hands-on working with animals when you take your animal to the vet. They can also be a large animal. They can work with zoo animals. You can work with research animals like rats and mice. Really, there's just a variety of opportunities in our field. But we offer a 2-year program here at Mountwest where you are in the classroom as well as in a clinical setting. Like they said, I'm at a clinic today, and I'm going to show you around in a minute. Right away, though, from starting this program, you're actually involved with hands-on activities. So real live animals, learning how to do all of those things that you need to be able to do to be a technician. So that's kind of a quick and dirty talk about what it is to be a veterinary technician. Why don't I show you all around a little bit, because that might be a little bit more interesting than just hearing me talk. Okay, so this is Four Paws Veterinary Clinic in Wayne, West Virginia, that they graciously allow us to use for the time being. We're currently still trying to finalize. Mountwest is trying to get their own vet clinic. This is where we use on Thursdays right now. So I'm going to show you, we've got some students, so just bear with me. We're just going to walk around a little bit so you can see, don't get whiplash. This is a vet clinic. Okay, so behind me we have a surgical suite. So right in here is where spays and neuters and C-sections and whatever else surgery needs to happen. And then I'm going to spin around a little bit slowly. This is what we call the treatment room. Okay, so this is where all the blood work happens. If I can walk without making you guys motion sick, okay, you walk with me. I'm going to show you some actual students doing things. You're welcome. So over here, we have our dental suite. Okay, I'm gonna spin around again, don't get motion sick. We have Deanna, who's one of our 2nd-year students. So she's actually gonna clean a dog's teeth today, as well as put in an IV in the dog and whatever else they need, do some blood work. And it just so happens that it's my dog who's over there getting sleepy. You guys, I had her, she was awake and happy, but we had to actually sedate her. So I thought that the timeline didn't quite work out. But anyhow, just wanting you all to know that this is a cool career that if you really like animals, but also not only just petting them, but actually helping them, you can do really neat hands-on stuff. It's a hard career, but it's really, really rewarding. So let's see if we can go check on Fern if you want to with me. She's pretty out of it, but you guys can come see her. Let's see what happens after you give sedation to dogs. Since she's my cat, her little tongue's hanging out and everything. My dog can show you guys. So this is Fern. You can see she's really sleepy, isn't she? She got some drugs and now she's sedated. And in a moment, we're gonna put a breathing tube in her throat to intubate her. She's actually gonna go under anesthesia and be monitored, just like if any of you have ever had surgery. Technicians are going to be who monitor animals under anesthesia. They're the ones that put them under the anesthesia while the doctor does whatever procedure is necessary for them. So it's kind of cool just to see real life veterinary medicine happening. These guys they're running the show, and I'm here just to kind of help them and teach them and guide them along the way. So let me go ahead and stop and ask if you all have any questions. Is now a good time for that? I'll quit moving, okay?
Yeah, that is a perfect time for questions. So just go ahead and throw that in the chat. But I'll go ahead and start us off, Leslie. So can you maybe give a time of when you had like the most rewarding moment in your career as a vet tech?
So I'm actually a veterinarian, but it's okay. But I mean, I work with veterinary technicians. I teach them now, but I've worked with them when I worked in clinical medicine. So let's just say all of us most rewarding. Those are going to be the moments when we can save a life that really just didn't seem like it was going to be savable. Those victories are really, really, really rewarding, obviously. But also just the fun, like people got a new puppy who've never had a puppy before, and being able to walk alongside them and teach them how to be an owner and take care of that puppy. And I really like weight loss cases, so dealing with really obese cat pets, dogs especially, those really chunky labs, that we can get weight off of them and help them live out fuller lives. That's really rewarding to me.
I
And
love
technicians
that.
are very entwined in that process.
Awesome. Thank you. So we have a couple questions coming in. So about how many vet techs are in the program at a time?
Yeah, so any one class, I think we started out, we have not great numbers right now because it's a really hard program, and we're working on doing some like screening ahead of time. But I think we started out with 15 in the first year class, but we have anywhere from like 5 to 15 at a time per class. So technically up to 30, but we have not had those numbers yet.
Okay. And do you work on all types of animals in the program?
Yeah, so we're required by our accrediting body to the students have to complete skills on several different species. So birds, rabbits, cats, dogs, rats. We also have snakes. Actually, we have one singular presentation. No one actually has to touch them if they don't want to, but if you want to, you can learn how to. We do horses and cattle and sheep and goats too. So pretty much every animal. No exotics, like as far as like zebras and things like that, but because we don't really have that ability. But if people are interested, they can always specialize.
Awesome. Well, thank you for showing us around, Leslie. It was a really, really cool program, it seems. And I think that's all of the questions for now. But of course, Montcalm, if you want to throw more questions in there, you're always welcome to. But otherwise, I'll kick it back to Karen for the rest of the tour.
And Karen, if there's anybody that has questions later, I'm gonna have to actually hop off here, but you can always email me and I can respond that way. Okay.
Okay, yes, perfect. Thank you, Leslie, for taking time
Bye.
today. All right, guys. So what did you guys think about the vet tech program? Yes, right? Awesome. Well, we have something also to talk about, our Maritime Academy. I don't know if you guys have heard of what Maritime does, but I'm going to turn it over to Sherry Sowards. She's actually over the Maritime Academy, which is one of our off-site, off-campus locations. So right now we are at our main campus, but Sherry is at our Maritime Academy campus. So she's going to show you guys our Maritime Simulator and talk a little bit about that. So Sherry, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Our academy, this is our classroom. I want to adjust that right now a little bit. We actually specialize in training deckhands and pilots for towboats that we are on the river. We are actually right now kind of in the Galveston, Texas area. So we can do any type of simulation in the United States that is on the rivers. This program that they would come into, this is kind of like the next step up and earning their credentials through the United States Coast Guard. And we can also do different types of weather. We can make it snow, have high winds, rain, just about anything to give them the naturalization of what it would be like to be out there steering a boat. Behind us, we have, which is our radar screens, and that will tell them like the miles per hour that they are going, if anybody else is out in the water with it. This is generally like one of our better programs. Our program alone runs anywhere between 300 to 500 students a year in it. We have deckhand, steersman, firefighting. We have radar, anything that will generalize like what you would do to earn your way up to becoming a captain with like Marathon, Ingram, or any of the towboats that are on the river. It's kind of like a giant video game that we get to play all day in a learning process. Does anybody want to see some different weather and see it snow and rain? They're putting their hand up right now. We can do some snow. We'll do a blizzard. As of right now, it's probably 50 degrees outside, so we're gonna make it snow. And I apologize if we don't have good reception. We're kind of in a little room right now. We have this gentleman. He is actually one of our students that is in the steersman program that come in to volunteer to practice running this for you.
Oh, I see the snow.
I don't know if I can. Sometimes the lighting's not. Can you see that good, Karen?
I can see like the sparkly snow. It looks kind of white and like a little bit opaque in the background right now, but like I can see the snow kind of bouncing off the barge.
And as you can see, like with the fog, so basically everything in the vision is blocked. This gives them their training before they would actually get turned loose on how to deal with situations. This is one of the courses that are approved through States Coast Guard. And now with the weather we're having a blizzard right now.
One of the things I will kind of say, it looks like she might be a little frozen right now, but they also do tours at our Maritime Academy. So for those of you at Mount Com, if you guys ever want to tour the facility, connect with Sherry and she can hook you up. Like she can take you around. You guys would actually get to see this in person.
We will put you out on we won't put you with the wires, but we will put you with some lines and doing stuff like that. We wouldn't do the ring, but you can come spend the day out here. We'll do different events with you on things that we can work with. We do a fun day, honestly. Do you have any questions?
I think this is very cool, Sherry. Yeah, our Maritime Academy is very.
Yeah, generally.
Oh, sorry, Sherry, you're frozen. What would you say?
With our class, our sizes right now, like the age is 18 though, to take our program. That's just coming with the Coast Guard to get any type of credentials that you would need with that. We are trying to get into some VOTEC right now to where we're going to offer this in high school and go with some different ones with like welding and diesel mechanic and the deckhand. So when you kind of come out of the VOTEC, you're going to have quite a few certifications ready to go if you would want to go into the towboat industry.
I feel like they might have some questions coming in, but while they're coming in, so is it true that, one of the US Coast Guard like big system centers is actually in West Virginia? And if so, do you work closely with them?
Yes, we do. That is the National Maritime Center. And that is where like we send in for our new instructors, our new courses, getting our pilots and stuff assessed and upgrading their license. So we work with them every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's something to keep in mind if you want to, do work in government or do a really, big impact and stay in the state. But they did have a question come in. What are the core classes needed for this program?
For ours, we just have to have a high school diploma or a GED. With the basic deckhand, it doesn't require any core courses. What you can do though is build on your credentials like your deckhand, steersman, CPR, any type of training you would get with the companies later on. You can turn those credits in, and then our credit side with Christy Wood and Jenna Parker up there would turn it over to college credits to put towards like our transportation degree that we carry for the maritime. So if you would decide at years after being a captain that you're wanting to go to the shore side and go into HR or the corporate part, you would have that degree to get into like the human resources part of it.
Awesome. So it seems like a program that really just you dive right into.
Yes, and we are actually opening our second location. So we're going to have a sister school that we're doing a ribbon cutting on April 12th, which is in Woodsfield, Ohio, up by Hannibal Lock.
Very cool.
So,
One of the cool things with the deckhand is that, that is really appealing to a lot of people is you can get trained in just 1 week. And then at the end of that week, Sherry has like a team of employers ready to employ students once they graduate. So they graduate that Saturday and they're having interviews as soon as they graduate, basically.
yes, the percentage rate of our deckhands is about 97% placement within the week of class graduation.
Wow, that's incredible.
Our employers, they come in, they do Zoom meetings and meet with the students. Some of them go ahead and do the actual interviews, the applications, get all their information, do their background checks. So usually by Sunday, some of them are ready to go to the boat on Wednesday.
Wow. All right. Well, I think that's all the
Yeah.
questions we have for now.
About 75 employers that we actually deal with on a weekly basis.
Wow. All right, Karen, I think this is about wrapped up here. So if you want to move on to the next thing or.
Okay, those are the two programs that I had invited today to kind of showcase to you guys at Montcalm. So basically, we have the Maritime Academy, and then you guys heard from the Vet Tech. I know one of the questions that I wanted to get back to that we did not answer that I see in the chat box is the clinical program for the Vet Tech hands-on? Did I answer that correctly? Yes, everything within the Vet Tech, and actually for the most part of a lot of our different programs, they start out and you're pretty much hands-on from the get-go. How many of you enjoy hands-on type programs? You guys like to kind of, all right, I like it. So then you guys would probably enjoy a lot of the different programs that we have at the community college. And I think that that's what's great about a lot of two-year schools like ours is that you guys get to like start from the get-go. You guys are working with your hands on, you're learning in the classroom, textbook learning, but then you're also applying that into your clinical experiences or some type of hands-on type of demos throughout the program. And if you haven't ever toured our campus, we would love to have you guys here. So that I feel like that's really where you kind of get immersed into the real experience of all of our labs. You'd actually get to meet Josh again, our college ambassador, who would take you on a tour of our campus. We usually try to do some really fun games like a hoot and things like that when you guys are here. So it's a really fun time for a lot of our students. Do you guys have any questions about Mountwest in general? Has anybody heard of us before in the room? I see a hand raised. So does that mean that somebody has?
They do want to know, are there any criminal justice classes?
Yes, we do have a criminal justice program. So we actually have a legal studies, which is like under legal studies, we have paralegal and we have criminal justice. What's great about the criminal justice program is like, again, the students get the hands-on, they get to do the fingerprinting. You actually get to see some of the canines doing good work. I know. Yeah, the classroom has recently actually been redesigned into a courtroom like class style. So you really get, the experience from the get-go. And our criminal justice program is taught by 2 local attorneys. So they are very well versed in that type of field and can really teach you a lot of great things as part of that. How many students do we have that are enrolled? That's a good question. And so that can vary from fall semester to like a spring semester. Our academic year goes fall and spring, and then sometimes we'll have students who take summer classes. But right now for our spring enrollment, we are about 1,300. I will say that a lot of our classroom sizes, they can range anywhere. On average, you have about 15 students in a classroom. So if I'm looking at your classroom right now, it looks like you guys have a pretty good group of classrooms. So it would be kind of similar to what we would have in our classroom style. And I will say a lot of students enjoy that. That's actually kind of a bonus, because You go to bigger universities, oftentimes you can be one of 100 students. And what's great is like the faculty here get to know you, you get to know them, you feel comfortable asking questions. And I think that that helps students kind of stay in school and get acclimated to the college lifestyle. Ooh, how big is the campus? So we actually have 3 campuses. The one you met was the Maritime Academy, and then we have the one where I'm at, which is our main campus. But we also have a culinary arts campus. We have a culinary arts program. So if you like to cook, you want to be a chef, that would be the program for you. So we do have those 3 campuses. And our tuition right now is like it's $200.75 per credit hour. So you're looking at a $600 for one class, which is very reasonable. You guys got a chance to meet Josh earlier. Josh didn't mention this, but he actually received a lot of scholarships as part of, when he graduated high school. And one of the reasons why, he decided to go with Mountwest was because he was able to use those scholarships a lot further because the cost was a lot more reasonable for him. And so we have a lot of students who are in that same boat. And so that's a huge advantage for them, in thinking about those scholarships, use them to you start with us, and then transfer to a 4-year school because you're going to get your more bang for your buck, basically. That's our tuition right now. I will say this, since you guys will be going into high school at some point, thinking about, a lot of colleges like us offer what we call dual credit. So you guys can earn high school credit and college credit while you're in high school. And what's great about that is sometimes you can get that at little or no cost. Like right now, ours is like maybe $150 for one class. So you think about that while you're in high school, if you took a class with us, you'd be paying $150 versus when you graduate, it turns into $600. So, you're getting a huge cost savings there. So think about that when you're going into high school, the advantage of maybe starting college classes a little early.
Yeah, that is an excellent point, Karen. I'm glad you mentioned that. I know we're getting close to wrapping up, but I am curious, Montcalm, what surprised you about Mountwest Community and Technical College? And I'll wait for those to roll in. But I know it's not always fun to already be thinking about the financials behind college at this young of an age. But I think Karen makes an excellent point. If you're proactive during high school, these college classes become very, very affordable. And you're able to get great levels of accreditation for very little cost. And ultimately, you get out of college what you put into it. So really going into a college or university with the perspective like that you will make your own path is great. But we have our first surprise here. They love the reasonable price. They were surprised by the simulator and criminal justice classes options.
Yes. I will say this, we actually had a recent graduate of our criminal justice program, and we're in the process of producing a video testimonial of his story. So be on the lookout for that. But basically, he's taking his, as a result of his associate's degree in criminal justice, he's now working for DHHR. And then he's also going to school at Marshall. He continued on and he's going to get his bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Excellent. They also love the hands-on experience options with the vet tech program. And that's really great. Academia isn't for everybody. It's really great to see programs out there that really just get you in there hands-on and ready to learn, because we all learn differently, and playing to your strengths is key here.
That is so true. Identifying your learning style, identify it early and kind of figure out, what works best for you, because not everybody is going to be successful in some programs versus others. They're going to be more successful depending on what they want to do, what they're passionate about. A lot of times people love that hands-on, that helps them learn better, and that's okay. Kind of identifying that about yourself early on can be extremely helpful as you grow into your own.
All right, well, I think it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much, Karen and everybody from Mount West. It was a super fun visit. I learned a lot. I don't know about you, Montcalm, but it was really great to see. Is there anything you want to say to the students before you go?
We want to say thank you guys for joining our virtual college tour today. We're so happy to have you. I've got our team, part of our team back here to say goodbye to you guys. It's been a pleasure and we hope we'll see you guys again.
All right, thank you so much.
I love it. I love the energy.
There we go. We don't need coffee.
All
All right, thank you all.
right, bye. Guys, have a good day.